A demon pounds against a floating mirror, shrieking to be set free, while the man holding it in place trembles but refuses to let go. When he seals it inside, the relief on his face lasts only a second, as he realizes this wasn't a random possession. Something far bigger is pushing through. In the Mexican desert, a man discovers a buried spearhead wrapped in a Nazi flag and becomes possessed the instant he touches it. Controlled by a dark force, he survives a brutal car crash unharmed as a strange symbol appears on his wrist. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, a girl is found crawling on her ceiling, violently possessed. Father Hennessy calls John Constantine, a chain-smoking occult expert, who attacks the demon with sunlight and a burning amulet while chanting. When the creature bursts out, John traps it in a suspended mirror. One witness disobeys his warning, and his hair turns gray after looking at it. John smashes the mirror outside, banishing the demon back to hell. Before leaving, John takes a drawing of the legendary Spear of Destiny and senses something far bigger is beginning. Unaware a mysterious figure is watching him while flipping a coin. That night, Detective Angela wakes in a hospital after hearing her twin sister Isabel's name whispered.
Isabel.
She follows the voice to the roof, removes her patient tag, and jumps through a glass ceiling into the pool below, only to suddenly wake in her apartment, realizing it was a terrifying dream. The next day, Angela is called to investigate a hospital death and is devastated to learn her vision was real. Her twin sister Isabel died exactly as she dreamed. Though Isabel was treated for mental illness, Angela refuses to believe it was suicide. Meanwhile, the possessed man in Mexico makes a monstrous leap across the border, leaving a trail of dead animals around him, while John collapses and is diagnosed with terminal lung cancer caused by years of smoking. His ally Beeman arrives with occult weapons, including a dragon breath gun, and agrees to study John's claim that a demon tried to cross into the human world. John later meets Angela at a church, where her request for a Catholic funeral is denied because of Isabel's suicide. Soon after, John confronts the half-breed angel Gabriel and begs for more time to live, but Gabriel mocks him, explaining that banishing demons means nothing without true faith and sacrifice, and that John's motives will never earn him heaven. Like the video if you're enjoying the story so far. Hennessy scans piles of newspapers with his psychic ability and senses something wrong in the article about Isabel's death, while Angela watches footage of her sister and hears Isabel whisper John's name as every phone around her rings in eerie silence. Soon after, John collapses in the street during a coughing fit and is attacked by an insect-covered demon. After a brutal struggle, he kills it by throwing it into an oncoming car. He and Chaz visit Midnight's nightclub, a neutral ground for supernatural beings, where John meets Papa Midnight and is mocked by the half-demon Balthazar before Midnight shuts the confrontation down. Another coughing spell forces John to leave, and later, Angela begs him to investigate Isabel's death, believing she was driven to it. John refuses at first, but when he sees shadowy entities pursuing her, he steps in, realizing her case is connected to the growing demonic activity. As Angela denies the existence of demons, the streetlights die one by one, and flying creatures gather overhead until John burns them away with holy light, revealing they're hunting her. He agrees to help and travels to hell through a ritual conduit, crossing the wasteland to find Isabel falling from a building and retrieving her hospital tag before escaping back to the apartment, confirming she truly took her own life and is damned. Meanwhile, Hennessy examines Isabel's corpse, sees the same sinister symbol, and spirals into terror as every bottle of alcohol he grabs appears empty. Choking to death, he realizes too late Balthazar tricked him into drowning in alcohol and dies as the demon watches. Returning to Angela, John admits he has seen supernatural beings since childhood. As a child, John's visions led his parents to institutionalize him, and in fear he attempted suicide, dying briefly and experiencing what felt like an eternity in hell. Revived, and convinced the supernatural is real, he dedicates his life to banishing demons to earn redemption, explaining to Angela that heaven and hell compete for human souls through half-breeds like Gabriel and Balthazar. Their talk ends when Angela learns Hennessy is dead. At the scene, John finds the same bloody symbol seen before carved into Hennessy's palm and sends a copy to Beeman. Searching Isabel's hospital room, Angela recalls a childhood code revealing the message Corinthians 17, and Beeman explains it refers to Mammon, Lucifer's son, who plans to invade Earth using a powerful psychic and a divine ally. Before he can say more, Beeman is killed by a swarm of insects, and John and Angela arrive too late to save him, while the spear-bearer steals a car and drives toward Los Angeles. Angela admits she and Isabel both saw supernatural beings as children, but after Isabel was labeled mentally ill, Angela denied their gift and lost her ability, leaving her sister alone. Consumed by guilt, she asks John to restore her sight, and he forces her into a drowning ritual that lets her briefly visit hell and regain her power. Sensing danger, Angela runs to Beeman's office and finds Balthazar's coin just as John ambushes the demon. Dragon's breath and holy water fail to finish him, but John beats him down and threatens to bless his soul into heaven, forcing Balthazar to confess that Mammon needs the Spear of Destiny to enter Earth. He then reveals Angela was the true target all along, and John unknowingly delivered her. John shoots him, and after they leave, a shadowy figure refuses to revive Balthazar, letting him disintegrate, while Angela realizes Isabel killed herself to avoid being used, and now the demons want her instead. Please subscribe to the channel before watching ahead. Suddenly, Angela feels an unseen force yank her through elevator doors and straight through multiple walls. John chases her through the wreckage but watches helplessly as she's dragged skyward and out of reach. Desperate, John storms into Midnight's club and blasts the back door, demanding the electric chair.
I need to use the chair.
Midnight pins him to the wall with magic, but John argues that the old rules no longer apply. Reluctantly convinced, Midnight agrees to help. In the artifact vault, they retrieve an execution chair. John removes his shoes, soaks the floor, and Midnight electrocutes him with a light bulb, triggering a vision of the spear-bearer heading toward the hospital, where numerous demons are gathering inside possessed humans. A demon attacks John during the vision, but Midnight pulls him back in time. Later, Chaz loads special bullets for John and reveals a risky plan. Meanwhile, Angela is dropped into the hospital pool, where she confronts the man wielding the spearhead. She empties her gun into him, but the bullets do nothing, and he drags her beneath the water. Soon after, John and Chaz arrive at the hospital as well. Chaz heads to the water tank and blesses it by dropping in a holy cross, while John tracks down the demons and triggers the fire alarm with his lighter. The sprinklers activate, showering the area with holy water that weakens the demons. John opens fire, taking them down one by one, but eventually runs out of ammunition. As several demons rush in, Chaz joins the fight and finishes off the remaining creatures. As Angela slips into hell, she hears Mammon whisper her name before leaping onto her. At the same time, John reaches the pool room and discovers the Mexican man's lifeless body. The water begins to boil as Angela rises from the pool, clearly possessed. John refuses to harm her and instead tries to drive the entity out, but Angela overpowers him and drags him underwater. Chaz dives in to help, and the two manage to pin Angela down while John recites the incantation. She suddenly returns to normal, but the danger isn't over. Mammon is still inside her, struggling to escape. This time, Chaz joins in the chant, and after a grueling effort, it appears Mammon has been forced back. Chaz is suddenly hurled into the ceiling and killed, and a furious John reveals the hidden presence in the room, exposing Gabriel as the divine ally helping Mammon enter Earth. Gabriel argues humanity deserves suffering and begins the ritual with the spear, so John prays and kills himself to stop him. Time freezes as Lucifer appears to claim John's soul. and after learning Mammon would disrupt hell, he intervenes, pulling Angela to safety and overpowering Gabriel. Lucifer drags Mammon back to hell, burns Gabriel's wings, and ends the ritual. With the crisis over, Lucifer offers John more life, but John instead asks for Isabel's soul to be saved, and Lucifer grants it.
Fine.
When he tries to take John anyway, a higher force stops him. John's sacrifice has earned redemption, and his soul begins rising to heaven. Refusing to lose him, Lucifer cures John's cancer to keep him alive and tempt him again. Afterward, John retrieves the spear, confirms Angela is safe, and spares the now human Gabriel, deciding mortality is punishment enough. He entrusts Angela with hiding the spear, replaces cigarettes with gum, and later visits Chaz's grave, watching his friend ascend as an angel. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share this with your friends.